317,000 people either spoiled their vote or voted for a withdrawn candidate. In some constituencies, the spoiled vote was north of 20%, and indeed many boxes across the country showed that spoiled vote was actually higher than the number of votes received by the second candidate. And this was not an accident, nor was it apathy. This was frustration. These people went to the ballot paper to voice their frustration by this huge deficit in relation to the ballot paper. And indeed, you yourself, Taoiseach, dictated to your councillors to prevent the independent voices and members of smaller parties accessing that nomination paper. And the number of spoiled ballot papers in 2025 was almost as high as the combined vote of the Social Democrats, the Labour Party and the Green Party. And that is the level of people we are talking about. That is the biggest democratic deficit in the history of the state, and in fact the biggest democratic deficit in the history of European elections was registered here last month, and yet nothing has happened. Deputy. Minister Taoiseach, we have already passed an Aontú bill seeking to reduce the threshold. I'm asking you, what have we learned? What has the government learned from this? And what are you going to do to reduce the threshold to ensure we have a rich and vibrant democracy and presidential elections going forward?
I reject out of hand this diktat thing, but I don't have time to get into it now. You are, though, not wrong, in my view, in relation to the issue of spoiled votes. I don't ignore that, just to be clear. I do think people got in their car, got in their bike, they walked, they did whatever, they turned up at a polling station. They didn't sit at the couch and they took a decision to spoil their vote, which is a democratic act that they had every right to do. I don't think there's one homogenous reason that people did it, but I do think people found the field more narrow than they expected. Quite frankly, it was more narrow than I expected it to be. And we're happy to reflect, we're happy to engage. We won't have a presidential election for another 7 years. You've put forward some proposals. I think if anything was to be done in this space, it would require government and opposition support. I think some of your suggestions are interesting in relation to this. I'm happy to constructively engage.